Good morning. Welcome to the Brew. Today's Friday, and we have Paulina Likos with us from CNBC. Today, we're going to be talking about Meta and the AI-powered virtual personas. I don't even know what the heck that is. NVIDIA getting into new businesses, robotics, and Wall Street's darlings for 2025. All that after the bell. Woo! Hi, Paulina.
Hey, Lex.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes.
Thanks. Did you go out for New Year's or no? You know, it's Friday after all.
Yeah. Well, so I stayed in. I'm in the New York City area, so
Mhm.
I thought it would be best to stay in and avoid all the chaos.
Yeah, no Times Square for you, right? Watch the
No,
ball drop.
absolutely not. Nope.
This-
Maybe in a different reality, not this one.
Who the hell goes to that? God, that looks. And I think they hire people to do that. I would never do that. Anyway, sorry. I know we have limited time as we always do. You're so important. That's why. So let's get to it. Meta's developing this AI-powered virtual persona. What is that? What does that mean?
Yeah, I feel like with this headline, we're talking about something in the future, but it's actually something that's happening right now. So Meta, they're always looking to push the boundary. They're taking social media to the next level. They have plans to introduce this AI-powered virtual personas on Facebook and Instagram. So what these are AI characters, and they're designed to act like regular users, like me and you. And they have complete, full profiles. They have avatars. They have different abilities that kind of mimic real social interactions.
Right.
So that is something that Meta's working on next, and it's supposed to be generating hundreds of thousands of AI profiles. I don't know about you, but that sounds a little bit creepy and weird. But that's something that Meta's getting into now.
Yeah. So what are the capabilities and features of these things? I mean, they're not like actual people. They're on the web or on the sociosphere, let's call it, and they kind of respond to you, or they put things out on their own. What goes on here?
Yes, so they basically these AI personas, and they're there to communicate with real users like me and you, answer any questions that people have, give recommendations. I actually think that they've tested it already, and some version of it is already on Instagram. I've interacted with it in the past, so there is some version available of it. I'm sure they're going to, test, learn, and bring out more advanced iterations of it. They could generate different animations, and they respond in real time. So it's kind of like a chat GPT, but it seems like, but for Instagram and Facebook.
Wow, that is unreal. You know what though? I don't know how you are, but I always get when I call the cable company because I have a problem. I actually want to talk to a human. They always say, "Oh, let's try our chat," whatever their version of Chat GPT. I don't want to do that because inevitably my problem is always very specific. It requires a human being to do something, and the technology never gets it right. I don't know. That's just my experience. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like when I was moving to my new apartment, I had to set up my Wi-Fi, and I was having trouble, and like they gave you the option to talk to an AI agent, and I was like, I just want to talk to somebody and get this done.
Right. So, I'm with you. I'm the same way. I wish I didn't have to hit 300 buttons to get to a human, but eventually I get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll keep our eyes on this one. This is interesting. NVIDIA, what are they doing? They're getting into robotics. What's going on there?
Yeah, so they're getting into this new business. They have a robotics initiative. So they're planning to launch this new generation of computers, let's call it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to launch on the first half of 2025. And so they aim to become this top provider for
Mm-hmm.
these robots, these robotics. So they have a strategy where they integrate their AI software, they have their own chips, they have their own hardware to cater to companies that have these robotics. And there's a revolution with companies making robots,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something that Nvidia is trying to get the top market share for at an early stage.
Wow. So I mean, are there some driving factors that's making this push for them? Do they know something we don't?
Yeah, so as we know, there's been this explosion of generative AI models,
Mm-hmm.
advancements in different robot training. We've been seeing in different conferences, I'm sure like in Vegas and, different technology conferences, you have these robots that talk to you like they're human. So it seems like maybe it's far away in the future, but a lot of companies are developing it, and they need technologies like NVIDIA offers in order to operate these robots. And that's
Mm-hmm.
something that NVIDIA wants to be at the forefront of, because they already have the AI expertise, they have the technology, they have the software, hardware. So it's just a matter of putting in a strategy together for that to cater to this robotic sector.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. We will keep an eye on that as well, for sure. So let's go to topic number 3, the Wall Street Darlings favorite stocks of 2025. So if you had gotten on the NVIDIA train way back when, you're a hero, right? So any new ones for 2025 that could be like the next NVIDIA or Apple or Amazon? Or are they the same guys and gals that we know and love? They're just getting bigger and better and stronger.
Yeah, it seems that for 2025, Wall Street is still favoring the top big tech dogs. So, of course, Nvidia is still going to be one of them, even
Mhm.
though it rallied 180% in 2024. Wall Street thinks that it still has upside for 2025.
Wow.
Price targets are increasing, and that's because it's just so dominant and well positioned for growth next year, because it has the market share, roughly 70 to 90% of the market share in AI chips. So that's the reason why it's big, and it's gonna maybe get bigger. But
Right.
other names are Meta.
Hmm.
Not surprisingly, in the tech sector, again, kind of the communication services. I think officially it's in the communication services sector.
Hmm.
But yeah, Meta is another top pick for kind of the same reasons
Right.
in AI. And then Amazon is another one. And a key reason besides its AI expertise is its
Mhm.
cloud business. So
Right.
Amazon Web Services is expected to grow even further as it keeps integrating AI into its software and advancements and so forth. So of course, its e-commerce business is expected to continue to thrive as well. So those are the three, as you said, darlings of Wall Street next year.
Wow. Anything on Google or Alphabet, I guess, and I don't see Apple in the list really. What's any harmful things going on? Not harmful, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Negative things that won't make it wonderful.
I think for Alphabet, the Google parent, there's a few risk factors that Wall Street is concerned about, namely the regulatory headwinds. So even though we might get, in the new administration, they might be a little bit more lenient as it relates to the antitrust
Hmm.
cases that they're going after big tech. It's still going to be a headwind. The cases are still going to move forward next year and last until 2026. So I think that's going to be an overhang for the stock that's
Yeah.
preventing it to go forward. But as it relates to their cloud business, their AI strategy,
Mhm.
that could help kind of offset that regulatory headwind.
Okay. All right. Good. All great names. Guy, like I said before, if someone asked me if I had owned these stocks, what would I be doing with them if I still believed? And I always say a similar thing. We use collars in options, and that all that means is that when you own the stock, you protect your gains by buying a downside put, selling an upside call against that. And generally those premiums for the buy it versus the sell are about zero. So they call them zero cost collars. So everyone always asks me, why do you do that? Well, one of the things that you can do is space those put and calls in a separation so that you can still realize upside, right?
Mhm.
And you can protect downside, but you'll give up some small percentage of the downside. You already have the profits built in. And the other beauty of it is you don't have to sell your stock, right? And take the tax, consequence of selling that stock and all those big profits. You can keep rolling that out into and either you get a sign, which in case you would, or you keep rolling it. So interesting. We'll do that on another show sometime, maybe with the boys on Thursday. Talk about that. But I know people ask me about these FANG stocks, or whatever we're calling them nowadays, and how would I protect those? And that's a great strategy to protect them. So just a little parting note from the trading side. I don't know all the cool stuff. I only know trading stuff.
That is cool. I'm not as connected to the trading aspect, but I think when you're, especially in these markets where there's so much uncertainty, I feel like trading is a great way to manage your risk when you're
Yeah.
putting so much money in the market.
Yeah. Now, did you know, before we leave, the other day, Monday, I think it was, the market got hammered when we got back from the long holiday. So, yeah, and it rallied back a little bit. So, these people have been asking about that whole shenanigans, why the market's been getting so nailed at the end of the season. I don't have an answer yet, but I have a thought. We don't have time for it. We'll do it next time. But always great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Happy New Year, as always. We'll be back in 2025. Yada, yada, right? All good?
See you next year.
All right.
See you then.
Thanks, Paulina. Good to see you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.